Hello lovelies, welcome back. My name is Tehja and today is another exciting episode of 14 Days of a Teezy Valentine. Today is episode 5. We're going to be making these Valentine themed diamond crystal rhinestone fishnet stockings. Like, these are super duper cute. Like, of course I was inspired by the whole trend of the rhinestone fishnet stockings, but you know, making it Valentine's Day themed and having the pink and purple adds a new extra spin and twist to the whole trend. If you would like to know how to make these Valentine's Day themed rhinestone fishnet stockings, please keep on watching. Okay, so these are the timestamps for this DIY, just so if you want to jump to any particular place in the video, you know where to go. So anyway, these are the materials that you'll need. You will need white fishnets. You'll need a different size or a different color and different shaped rhinestones. So for me, these are like the colors and shapes that this rhinestone pack in particular comes in. You'll also need like AB colored rhinestones. You'll need a hot glue gun and hot glue sticks, and you'll need wax paper, which is the most important because it helps to have the glue not stick onto, like, you know, a surface that you don't want it to stick onto. Let's move on to it. So what I'm doing is I'm pouring out the rhinestones and I'm just separating and sorting them out and just picking out all the Valentine's Day colored rhinestones, so pink, purple, red, clear, all those, and I'm just putting the rest back in the bag that don't fit that color theme. And I do that for like all the rhinestone shapes. So these are the rhinestones I had. I also sorted some like bigger rhinestones, but I ended up not needing them. Now we're gonna bust out the fishnets. I have really big diamond fishnets, but smaller diamonds will actually work better for this DIY. And now I'm going to take my wax paper and just crumple the wax paper up and stuff it down one of the legs of the fishnets. And this will kind of serve as like the surface that we need to rhinestone on. So we just make sure that none of the hot glue goes into places that we don't need it to go. And just so we can separate the back from the front as well. So we don't like hot glue the fishnets together. And then now I'm like moving the wax paper up a little bit just so we kind of leave some space for the feet. I have to leave a little bit more space because I got big feet. So I left about that amount of space. So now I'm taking my AB rhinestones. This pack comes in AB and clear, so you can use both if you want to, but I'm using more of the AB color. And I'm just pouring that into a triangle tray. And now I'm going to move on to rhinestoning. So I'm just going to add a dot of glue onto like the intersection of the diamond or of the fishnets, and then placing a rhinestone there. I'm first starting out with the AB rhinestones just to ensure that I have enough space for my feet because I really don't know how they're gonna fit. And also with the smaller rhinestones, they're easier to walk on. And so I'm just placing a little small dot of glue and then using my rhinestone tweezers to place a rhinestone on top of that glue on, like, you should do it every intersection if you're going to use the same fishnets I use because the diamonds are really, really big. So you should put it on every intersection. And I didn't realize that until I tried it on. But that's pretty much the deal. I'm first starting out with the flat rhinestones, like the AB rhinestones, and then I'm going to move on to shaped rhinestones after this portion. And so I'm just kind of like twisting this little, like, you know, wax paper situation around, just making sure that I get into all the places that I need to get into and that I rhinestone the intersections that I wanted to, you know, until I'm pretty much satisfied with the way that the fishnets look. So that's pretty much how I left it. And like I said, I would do every like intersection of the fishnets that you have. So once you just go around the whole piece of wax paper, we're actually going to let everything dry for 5 minutes. And then we're going to push the wax paper up further up the leg because I pushed it all the way down to the bottom. So now we're going to move and work our way up the leg. And pretty much like kind of like you work section by section with the fishnets. So you're not just like overwhelmed by trying to do everything all at once, and just make sure you take your time. So once I move the fishnet pretty much where I needed it to go, I'm going to continue to rhinestone, and this time I'm going to use a mix of the AB rhinestones and the shaped rhinestones. So I'm just going to let music play while I rhinestone until the next section comes. And I kind of go in between the AB rhinestones and the mixed rhinestones. And if you want to put just like the mixed sized rhinestones on every intersection, then you can. Or if you want to do mostly AB and a few mixed sized rhinestones, then you can. Like, just, you know, take, you know, whatever creative step you want to take. And yeah, so it's just pretty much rhinestoning until you get to the top of the leg. And that's pretty much it. It's easy peasy, and for the wax paper, the glue should easily peel off of it and not stick to it as much as like regular paper or like cardboard or anything like that. So then again, after you're done with that section, you wait about 5 minutes for just the glue to dry and make sure that everything is set in place before you move the wax paper. And also, when you move the wax paper, you'll also need to like maybe peel the glue off of the wax paper. So if there's any glue stuck to the wax paper and like preventing you from moving it, just peel it right off. And now moving on to the next section, and I'm just adding more like shaped rhinestones and just making it all pretty. I also believe that this is like the last section before you hit kind of the hip area of the fishnets. And so like I'm gonna do like each leg and leave the top part until the end, because, you know, you just want to make sure that you don't disturb them like a lot, and just try to make it as conflict free as possible, just to make sure that nothing pops off, which for me so far nothing has popped off of my fishnet stockings, and I wore them a couple of times. So So now I'm finished with this fishnet leg and so now I'm taking the wax paper completely off, and I'm going to move on to the other leg. So, you know, after I finish this leg, I will move on to the hips and the top of the fishnets. So now I'm done with the final leg of the fishnets. I'm taking the wax paper out, and now I'm going to move on to the top of the fishnet stockings. So now I'm taking the little cardstock paper that the fishnets came in, and I wrapped some wax paper around it, and now I'm stuffing it to the top of the fishnets. And same method, just hot glue and then put some rhinestones on top, and just make sure that you cover both the back and the front of the fishnets. And then after you're finished with this part, then that's it. If you want to put something on the elastic band, then you can. I think that would be really cute. But I was a little lazy, I have to admit. But I think that would be adorable as well. So I will see you once the fishnets are done. Alright, so this is how these stockings came out. They're so freaking pretty, and I would like if they had a little bit more sparkle, which I feel like if I had smaller diamonds for the fishnets, I think they'll look like a little bit better, as you have more real estate to add some more sparkle. But other than that, I think they're super duper pretty. I think they're like a really cute accessory for a very cute Valentine's Day outfit. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications so you know whenever a video pops up and it gets uploaded onto YouTube. So this completes episode 5 of 7 Days of a Teezy Valentine. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you tomorrow for day 6 of 7 Days of a Teezy Valentine. So please love yourself, and I will see you next video. Mwah!